Hello, everybody, Loaded for Life here, bringing as a brand new deck profound today. We have Fur Hire. Fur Hire is a deck that I really like. I hate the name change. Skyfang Brigade sounded so much cooler and fit with the theme and everything, you know, being pirates. I get that they really wanted to make puns and everything, because Konami loves their puns. But I feel like that this one, especially with the changes in the PSCT, just for it, I'm not the biggest fan. I really wish we could just call it Skyfang Brigade again, but I digress. Let's get on to deck profile. This is a really fun rogue deck for new players and everything, so if you got a friend who wants to get into the game, I recommend Fur Hire as a beginning deck. First and foremost, we got 3 Seal Strategists for Hire. I've seen a lot of people kind of flip-flop between 2 and 3 of them, and I have been doing that as well. I can't decide because he is a really cool combo piece. This deck has a lot of discarding options and sending to the graveyard options, so Seal helps mitigate that. Basically, if you don't know how Fur Hires work, all of the ones that are level 4 or lower have the ability to summon any other Fur Hire except a copy of themselves from your hand, and then whenever a Fur Hire hits the board, you can activate an effect. For Seal, you get to add a dude from your graveyard to your hand. Now, I really wish that you could add any Fur Hire card, but it is just Fur Hire monsters. No, wait. Yeah, 1 Fur Hire monster. Again, the PSCT, because they flip it around and make it a pun. 1 monster for hire instead of, 1 for hire monster, like it should be. But yeah, you just get to add back a monster, which is really cool, because then some of the not so great for hires you can play less of in order to really be able to mitigate that. But you still want to play a lot of monsters in order to be able to just spam the board with this deck. Moving on, we got 3 Beat Blade Master for hire. He is the Searcher. He's a warrior, so he's easy to search. He is a searcher in of himself. Whenever he hits the board, once per turn, when a dude is summoned, you can just search out any Fur Hire monster. Just, you play 3. He's the Searcher. Next up, we got a draw card, good old Helmsman for hire. Fur Hire Helmsman here is a really neat little card. He's another level 3, which is really cool because we got rank 3 access, where whenever another dude is special summoned, you can discard a Fur Hire, draw 1 card. This is a really nice effect because then it combos with good old Seal, as well as also one of the other new monsters who we will be talking about here shortly. And why did I say other? Because Helms is one of the first ones, but I digress. Helm is really good for just being another cycle card, being able to get through your stuff and everything, which is something the deck really needs. And then we got another card that I know like people are kind of iffy on playing 2 or 3 of, and that's Recon, as well as also Dampa. These two combo well together. Dampa pops face-up cards, and then Recon pops face-down cards. Now, I'm playing 3 because I decided to really take full access of the rank 2 fact of these two, well, being rank 2s, and also just general destruction. The fact that you get to just pop anything, potentially even during your opponent's turn, like if you have Training for Hire or you have Mayhem set, you're able to destroy more stuff during your opponent's turn and do more disruption. That's what I really like about these guys, and that's what I was really trying to go for with them. Not to mention you can make one of the best rank 2s in the game with them, so that is really nice. Moving on, we got the brand new monster who's totally not from Shield Hero, Philo Messenger for hire. Philo is a really interesting one. She's a 1-for-1 target, like, because level 1. And then whenever another one is special summoned, you can target a Fur Hire in your graveyard, special summon it, but it gets shuffled back to the deck whenever it's, leaves the field. The big thing with Philo is that it doesn't negate the monster effects, and also it allows you to just keep on spamming more, which is really good. Sorry, it places the monster on the bottom, but oh well, whatever, it doesn't really matter one way or the other. Philo just mainly is another combo extender, combos really well with Helms, and just is able to let you just go off and make the link even easier. Next up, we got 2 Raphael, Champion for Hire. Raphael is the boss monster of the deck, at least technically speaking. I guess you could consider Folgo to be the actual boss monster, but Raphael is, I think he's the real boss monster. Semantics aside, whenever he hits the board, you can excavate the top card of your deck, number of cards on the top of your deck equal to the number of Fur Hire monsters you control with different names other than himself. So, basically, you can, up to, ideally, do 5 if you have Fogo in your extra monster zone. But most of the time you're going to be getting 4, because I really doubt you have Fogo out, unless, you did it mid-combo, which is actually really doable. And then you get to add one of those cards that you excavated to your hand. The rest go back in the deck. And then once per turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can discard a card and then discard one Fur Hire card, negate the activation, and yeah. It doesn't destroy the card, but oh well. It just does negate the monster effect, which is really, really, really good. Because, I mean, monster negation is, well, really good. And it also combos really well with one of the 1-ofs that we play, and we'll get to her in a minute. But first, we need to talk about another one of the 2-ofs. Bravo, Fighter for Hire. He's an attack buff. He's a level 4. We play him for rank 4 plays, along with Seal and... yeah, I think Seal is the only other rank 4, level 4 now that I think about it, but, you know, rank 4 plays are really good. He buffs everybody by 500 whenever a monster is summoned, so that's really handy. You know, it's not like great for anything really in particular, but it's good for going for OTKs and for beating stuff over. Heck, Bravo becomes a 2400 level 4, which is not half bad. Next up, we got our first 1-of, Dinah, Hero for Hire. Whenever he is summoned, you can banish cards from your opponent's graveyard equal to the number of Fur Hires you control except himself, and your opponent must attack him. Dinah is a beefy boy at 2500, and yeah, that mass grave removal is really, really handy. I wish there was more ways to be able to summon him during your opponent's turn, to be able to get rid of stuff during their turn, but against certain decks that are graveyard reliant, like for instance, good old Orchist, being able to just pick apart their graveyard potentially for like 5 is really, really good. Then we got one Wiz, Sage for Hire. I'm kind of flip-flopping between playing 1 and 2 of her, but Wiz I feel like is a nice 1-of, because while you do ideally want to get her out alongside Raphael, because Raphael can negate monster effects, Wiz negates spell effects by discarding a Fur Hire card, so you can negate any spell or trap card, which is really good because it combos well with Raphael, just being able to discard, negate, discard, negate. There's a reason why Helms is a Seal is a really good card for this deck, because it's able to just recycle everything that you're discarding and negate with Wiz and good old Raphael. That being said, she also has the effect where whenever she's summoned, you can gain 500 life points for everybody you control, which is pretty cool. But the main thing is, of course, you're able to negate spell and trap cards. Ideally, you want to get her out alongside Raphael turn 1, if you're forced to go turn 1. Otherwise, you ideally want to try and go for an OTK setup if you're going second, which is doable as well. So control and OTK is something this deck is able to do rather effectively. The reason I'm playing 1 of her is because she's a total dead draw, as with all the other level 5 or hires. That's why I'm playing only 1 Dinah, even though he's really good against a lot of meta decks and everything. And why I'm only playing 2 Raphael instead of 3, because, well, he may be a boss monster, but I don't want to draw into him. Likewise, I'm only playing 1 Sajida Maverick for Hire. This one I've been flip-flopping quite a bit between, but I found her niece uses to be rather helpful. First and foremost, whenever she is summoned, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each Fur Hire you control, and you can only use that effect once per turn. And then your opponent cannot target your Fur Hires for card effects except for her. So that is really, really good. Because, well, just being able to just prevent your opponent from targeting your other dudes, and also being able to ping your opponent for potentially 2,500 life points if you have Fogo and the extra monster zone. Now, the only reason why I'm playing 1 is because she is without a doubt the worst Fur Hire. Burn damage just isn't that particularly great, and while her protection is nice, again, it's not particularly great either. I mean, it's really, really nice if you can get out Sajida, Wiz, Dinah, and Raphael all at once, because Dinah will protect your other guys from being attacked, Sajida will protect everybody from targeting, and Wiz will protect from spells and traps, and Raphael will cover monster effects. That being said, that sounds easier than it's not even easy to say. It's not good. But with that being said, my big reason for why I still play Sajida is because she can potentially win you a duel in a, well, regional duel or a locals duel or something. Oh, time got called. Crap. Oh, wait. Summon Sajida. Burn here for 500. I win. I hate the time rules, but it's that makes cheesy cards like Sajida actually work, because, well, you can cheese out wins like that. So that is all the monsters I'm playing. Nothing but for hires. Just trying to go for as many for hires as we can get on the field. And first up for the spells, we got Triple Mayhem for hire. This is a monster reborn for the deck. It's a quick play. You can only activate one. It's very simple. Just summon a for hire from your graveyard. Not much more than that. This is it's a for hire card that's a searchable. I believe it's searchable. For hire card, monster reborn, quick play spell. There you go. Oh hey, opponent's turn. Okay, activate this. Summon Dinah from my graveyard. Banish 3 cards from my opponent's graveyard. Oh, hey, I got Dampa and Scout on the field. They get to pop 2 cards too. You know, it's a really good card, and it also combos well with the rest of the deck as well. Next up, I got 2 Fire Formation Tenki, because I believe it is Seal, who is a Beast Warrior, so you're able to search them out rather easily. Just being able to get more of your starters on field. Then I'm playing 2 Super Poly. I've been kind of flip-flopping between playing 2 and 3. 2 Super Poly, though, right now is really good, so that's what I'm going with. 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Foolish Burial for Graveyard Setup, 1 Reinforcements of the Army. Reasoning is really good because everybody's at a different level, so no matter what level your opponent's calling, you're pretty much getting a monster. 1 Upstart Goblin for just being able to get to my cards easier. And then finally, 3 Training for hire for all your training needs. I hate that name, but however, this card is really good, just for the fact that, oh hey, you killed my dudes? Okay, I'm going to bring out a new monster from my deck. Or, oh, you killed one? I'm going to bring out a new monster from my deck. The fact that this card lets you just cheese out a new monster from your deck once a turn is really good. Basically, if a for hire gets killed by battle or card effect, you can summon any for hire from your deck with a lower level than it. So while it sucks if you like summon like Philo, or like, I mean, sorry, if you like your Philo gets killed, or your Dampa or Scout or whatever, or like your Fogo because he doesn't have a level. But however, you get to basically just cheese out more monsters and potentially trigger stuff during your opponent's turn as well. I only wish that this had more reactive effect. I mean, proactive effect rather than a reactive effect. But I digress. Moving on to the extract. I'm going to be honest, the extract really doesn't matter other than the first card, which is 2 Fogo Justice for hire. Fogo is an amazing link monster, and you can even kind of cheese him in other archetypes, but he's really made for hires. So he needs 3 monsters with different types, which of course the for hires are everywhere. And whenever he is link summoned, if this card is link cannot be used as link material. If this card is link summoned, you can special summon 1 monster for hire with different type from the monsters you control. From the monsters used for this link summon from your deck in defense position. If a card or cards your opponent controls is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can draw 1 card. Then if you control 3 or more for hire monsters with different names, draw 2 additional cards. This card is just flat out bonkers for the archetype. Oh, I use my Dampa, my Seal, and my good old little Beat for this thing's link summon. Get to bring out like a Helms or something, or the Blade Master from the fighter from your deck. Be able to continue on with your plays more, be able to get to draw potentially 3 cards off of him is really nutty, because then you can keep going with your plays more, or you can potentially be able to plus during your opponent's turn. This card effectively pays for itself whenever you get to destroy something, and that's one of the big reasons why I really like playing Mayhem, especially during your opponent's turn. Same thing with training for hire, because you're just able to plus off of them like crazy. Now, for the rest of the archetype, for the rest of the extract, it's really down to whatever you want to go with, and whatever you feel like is best at the moment. First and foremost, I got 1 Nightmare Cerberus, just for popping. Same thing with Phoenix. 1 Borreload Dragon. It can be Borreload, Borrel Sword, Borrel whatever. It can also, of course, be Saryuja or whatever. Just down to whatever you want to go with. And then, because I have been wanting to play this card in a deck somewhere, somehow, I said screw it, why not? 5-headed Link Dragon. I've been wanting to play this. Okay, it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I love this card. He's a cool design. Needs 5 monsters to make, and this deck is like the only one that I can think of that can actually play him. But however, I'm gonna be real. Just play Boral Sword instead. I just really want to be able to play this card in a deck. He's so cool. But yeah, Boral Sword is the real card here. Next up we got Predaplant Triffyovertum for one of my Super Poly targets alongside Starving Venom, Earth Golem at Agnister, and Mud Dragon of the Swamp. These are some of the best, Super Poly targets out there. And again, because the extract really doesn't matter for this archetype, this really is able to, you're able to really take full advantage of all of them. I don't have the Elysium Invoked card, otherwise I would be playing him as well. But however, that's another option for the extract as well. For the rest of the cards, I got one Sylvan Princess Sprite for... I find myself getting 2 Philos on the field way too often for some reason, so this card is really helpful for that. You detach Xyz material, excavate 1 card. If it's a spell or trap card, add it to your hand. If not, it gets sent to the graveyard. Then it has a plant-related effect, but there's no plant-related for hire yet, so not really needed. Then we got 1 Raccoon, Ronin Raccoon Sendayu. This is like one of the best like niche rank 2s out there. Obviously the best one is Totally Awesome, but I'd put him like right behind it. Sendayu, once per turn. So first and foremost, he needs 2B, so like the 2 little 2 guys. You can detach Xyz material, and then you summon a token that has the same stats as the strongest monster on the field. And while you have that token out, he can't be attacked. So it's a pretty nice card. And then you can like boost up the token with the fighter, and it's just really nice for all that. 1 Phantom Knights of Break Sword, because we got plenty of level 3s. 1 Abyss Drawer for more effect monster negation in the graveyard, and then of course 1 good old Baguska, because this deck doesn't really have a good turn 1 play other than getting Raphael or Wiz out on the field, and you aren't always able to do that. So I really like playing 1 Baguska just in case. So that is it for Fur Hire. I love this deck a lot. It's a lot of fun. I feel like this deck is like oftentimes written off purely because of how simple it is, and I can't really blame it for that. This deck is the most simple, easy to play deck. Anybody can pick it up and learn it, and again, that's why I really recommend this deck for being a beginner deck. If you're new to the game or you are trying to get a friend into the game, definitely look into seeing about having them play Fur Hire or picking up Fur Hire. It can make use of most of the mechanics out there in the game. It can make Xyz. You can add in certain tuners into the game, into the deck to be able to play synchro monsters. That rabbit hand trap thing that can like synchro during your opponent's turn is a really popular choice, and there's all sorts of other crazy stuff you can do with it. It's just a very simple beatdown deck that is very, very, very much of a fun deck. I don't know, that's at least my opinion. I know a lot of people find it boring because of how linear it is, but like, I digress. So what do you guys think about Fur Hire? It's an interesting deck. This is an interesting time, but I digress. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out my social media links down below, including how you can support my channel. And hey, while you're doing that, why not consider being a channel member? It's only $1, and every little bit goes a long way to help. Heck, if every one of you were to do it, that would mean a lot to me. But I don't know. Thank you all, guys. Have a great day. Peace out. Thank you all for watching the video. Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Rate, comment, and subscribe. And see y'all later.